Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. While Sowore seemed to be fighting a good cause for Southeasterners, insisting that 20th of October 2025 is sacrosanct for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Apparently, some Southeasterners, leaders from Southeast, believe that Sowore does not have an idea of exactly what he's into, and are warning him to desist forthwith from the very move that have caused so much. There's only the Southeasterners that can tell you for free what they suffered in the hands of Nnamdi Kanu. Let's dive into the newspaper to find out the final warning given to Sowore on this matter. But before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Obviously, there is more that meets the eyes than what we are saying. Now, according to what we are gathering, they are giving Sowore this final decision, final warning, saying Sowore says he's marching to Aso Rock to protest against the detention of the butcher of Southeast called Nnamdi Kanu. I have told him as a friend to run 440. I have alerted his junior brother, Barrister Allen Sowore, to tell Omoyele to run away from Nnamdi Kanu's matter because the matter is bigger than him. I've advised him as a friend, but he will not listen. Nnamdi Kanu shed thousands of blood in the Southeast in 10 years. Nnamdi Kanu's men turned Southeast into a field of blood, a place of anything goes, the land of Patmos, Thomas Hobbes' state of nature, where life is nasty and short. Nnamdi Kanu decimated Southeast. The man is senseless, without life, without soul, without faculty, without wisdom, without knowledge, without character, without understanding, and so on. It was a useless business enterprise that moved Igbo nation back by 50 years. We lost respect, we lost honor, we lost integrity, we lost dignity, common sense, and wisdom. Whatever came over our people, I cannot explain. We kept quiet, and vagabonds ruled and ruined the land of the rising sun. We went to sleep, and children led by the empty head called Nnamdi Kanu dragged Igbo nation into a terrible mess that will take us years to clear the Ogian stable. Sowore. How many times did I call you? 3 times, Abi. Run 440 you. Run 440 away from Southeast matter. You know nothing about what Nnamdi Kanu did in Southeast in 10 years in the name of a totally useless and senseless Biafran project. Blood was shed. Blood was shed. I am a victim. Go to Newi and see my home. Go and speak to people before you join this senseless mission. Go and do due diligence in Southeast before you put your mouth in this matter. The road leads to nowhere. I have done my duty. If you are from Southwest, if you are from South, North Central, Northeast, Northwest, ignore Kanu and the reckless interloper called Sowore. This Aluta continual adventure is no longer relevant. It is a kindergarten thing, a no-brainer, childish, senseless, and so on. A lot of comments followed it. Now, this is coming from Ibokwe, Joe Ibokwe. I do actually know that it's going to come from him. Sowore is looking at it from a different angle. I may not have been with Sowore before, but I believe that he looked at the presidential pardon given to even the dead. About Macaulay, even Mariam here, Sandal, who brought down her own husband, was given amnesty, was given presidential pardon. What is happening in South, these bandits are giving presidential pardon. Even Igboho, who also had agitation at some point or the other, because some persons believe that this whole thing is all about referendum and agitation. Igboho is walking free. And Sowore, having looked at the details, felt that it's only normal, as in to also ask for same thing. 10 years. He believes that he has been moving round and round in circle. You're not giving him freedom. You're not also detaining him. You're not. You have not found him worthy or accused him, and either if you want to imprison him, maybe charge him to court, find him guilty, and do the needful, or you discharge and acquit him. Whatever it is, just let it be known what exactly he is in for. moving around in circles since over how many years? 5 years now. Omoyele believes that if he is a known criminal, then prosecute him and find him guilty or whatever. And thank God he has a legal team. And if he's not having gone through the law and there's nothing found incriminating, quote and unquote, found against him, by all means, let him go. So that's probably why, I feel that's why Omoyele Sowore is going into this. Now, I've always suspected, this is just me talking, I've always suspected that this thing of Nnamdi Kanu being detained for many years, I knew it wasn't, I knew it was more political than, constitutional. I knew it could be beyond what we think. I've always suspected, I could be wrong, I stand to be corrected. I've always suspected that it could even be people from the Southeast, leaders from the Southeast, who probably do not want their name mentioned, who probably believe that Nnamdi Kanu did more harm than good, and having been detained, want him detained for a very long time. Some of them are quite scared that if for any reason Nnamdi comes out again, the process will start again, and this time around probably was. And probably some of them are also not comfortable with this parallel government he's going to enact, where he'll probably stay somewhere and begin to, and if you check the level of, impunity going on, it wasn't this bad. Nnamdi Kanu was able to gather so much supporters. Imagine now that he has tested detention. If he goes out there, he could, some of them believe that he may get worse. And some of them are scared that he would topple, or he would begin to have parallel government, making governance much, much, much more difficult in Southeast. While some of them believe that gradually South is getting ahead, gradually South is they're trying to purge out whatever insecurity they're having, and to see how they can, the next generation, how they can harness them, and also make South is what it used to be, and they believe that Nnamdi Kanu coming out is going to probably spoil or stop or reduce or totally halt the small progress they have recorded thus far. I believe if truly the Southeastern leaders press really hard and forward, they could get, the release they're looking for Nnamdi Kanu. But the question is, some of them are saying in hush-hush tones, I wonder why they're not making it public, that would they be able to, talk reason with their illustrious son, that as soon as he gets out there, would he at least stop the Biafran agitation? Would he still continue with the Biafran agitation? Or would he say, okay, let's give peace a chance and all? But even if you listen to Nnamdi Kanu, whenever he comes for court cases, you discover that doesn't have a broken spirit. He is even more bold than he was outside the country than he is. He's even more bold now, that he's in the country than when he was outside the country. So it may be almost difficult for you to convince him not to talk about the Biafran project. I guess probably that's why he has been in detention for far too long a time.